Hey, everybody. It's Maria from One Story with Maria. How's it going? Tonight is Tuesday, March 26th, 2024. Leo, hit that promo.
Yeah, I'm a big fish, small pond. Days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm as famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? I hope you had a great week. This is Maria. We are coming to you live from New York City. Thank God I am back in my apartment. As everybody knows, I've been talking about it. I had this crazy situation in my apartment where I had to get everything out, put it in storage. They repaired all the ceilings, but we're back. I'm so happy. It's been almost 2 months. Can you imagine? But we're back. So we're grateful and we're happy to be back. And my friend Jerry Schiffer, who is a lighting designer extraordinaire, is making me a gorgeous neon sign for right behind me. It's going to be ready in a few weeks, and it's going to say, "What's the story with Maria?" I can't wait. Okay, let's say hi to some of our listeners who popped in. Of course, we know who pops in first every week. Danielle of Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. She is our friend. She says, "Happy Tuesday, Maria and Leo." Danielle is a spiritual medium, a healer, a teacher, a spiritual coach, so many incredible things. She talks to the other side. She will blow your mind. She's a good friend of mine. I can't say enough about Danielle. So go and check out her page at DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com. Belle Parker has checked in. Hi, Belle. Belle is a teacher, director. She's out in the Midwest, and we used to play softball together. At the Broadway show, softball league. Boy, did we have a lot of fun. Boy, do we have. I just recently found a bunch of my old uniforms, Bill. I gave them to my sister because I can't fit into them anymore. But anyway, Lori Towers. Oh my God, we love Lori Towers. Hello, my Tuesday family. Hello, Lori. We had so much fun. Lori and John and I and Lynn Portis and her beautiful husband, we saw each other at the Stonewall Inn last week for the Velvet Stardust Rock Show. Oh my God, is that a great show? If you ever get a chance, oh, there's John Pietero now. John just wrote a beautiful review, by the way, of for the Velvet Stardust. Great, great, great stuff. John, that was a great little review. So we were all hanging out last Thursday. We had a really good time. And let me make sure, John, Tuesday is like Prince Spaghetti Day with Maria and Leo. Thank you for saying that, John. I feel that. I can't wait for Tuesdays. I'm always excited. So this is very special. I'm back in my apartment. I'm so happy to be back. I've been at Judy's a lot, which was great. And I thank you to Judy for letting me use her office. And thank you to my cousin Rena, who let me broadcast from there in Massachusetts last week when I went to see my sister. My poor little sister broke her wrist. She's a hairdresser, so that's not no fun because she can't work for a few months. So we're sending a lot of love to my sister Carla, who's fantastic. And when she is back on her feet, her shop is European Flair in West Concord, Massachusetts. You can go and check out my sister. Peter Feliciano has joined us. Happy Tuesday. Hi, my love. Peter Feliciano is a great friend. He is a beautiful jewelry designer. And right now, he just launched Peter Feliciano luxury, Latin luxury items, jewelry. So, Peter Feliciano jewelry, fine jewelry, and his specialty is Latin luxury items. So the little coquilles that are famous in Puerto Rico. Peter does all of those. Just so many beautiful things. The little Puerto Rican um, outline of Puerto Rico and lots of other things. Hey, we wanted to see your sister. Godspeed to your sister. I know. Peter, I haven't even told my sister yet because, my sister loves Elaine, loves your wife, Elaine. As a matter of fact, Elaine in our calendar, because we have a Nothing But the Apron calendar that comes out every year for our show. Elaine, there she is. Elaine Feliciano was Miss January last year. How beautiful is Elaine? Stunning. And my sister and the girls at her shop was so crazy about Elaine that they refused to put anyone else up there but Elaine. So Elaine is forever in at European Flair. That's it. So they wanted to go see my sister because they were in Boston, but sadly my little sister broke her wrist. So she'll be back in action. Oh my God! Speaking of hot calendar people, there's Peter Feliciano now. Peter, that always makes me laugh. He was Mr. November 2022. So making Thanksgiving dinner there. Oh my God, hysterical, Peter! You're not just hot, you're funny. So who's this? Oh my God! So now we're in the 2024 calendar, right? And that's Sarah Glassman, my good friend, who's an amazing musical director. We work together on Wednesdays at the Duplex. Sarah Glassman and her best friend Josh Bennett. They are both. He's an amazing singer. Sarah is a songwriter and musical director, and they also work at the Townhouse and all kinds of other places, Tiki Bar, and She and I work together at the Duplex on Wednesday night. So come by and see us. 9 p.m. we start. We end at about 4 in the morning. Yes, people still do that. People still work until the end of time. And there it is. So thank you, Leo. Now, Leo, why don't you join me for a second? Leo is going to join me because last week we were talking about it was St. Joseph's Day, which thank God for Danielle, our spiritual medium and psychic. She told us it was St. Joseph's Day. And who might this little St. Joseph be?
Why, it's St. Joseph, Maria.
Leo said that when he was a little kid, he played St. Joseph in the pageant. And then he found this picture. Danielle, are you peeing your pants or what? And has Rena joined us yet? I don't think so.
Not yet.
Oh my God, I think I saw Lynn Portish, genius.
Yes, Genius is there.
She joined us. Oh my God, I had so much fun with Lynn. LOL, birthday twin. Yep. Peter, did you ever play St. Joseph in a pageant or anything else that we should know of? Oh my God. So Danielle says always loved a beard, huh? Yep. He was rocking that beard in second grade. It wasn't his own, but you were rocking it, Leo. I will say that.
Who knew that I would have such a
Oh my God.
prediction of beards?
And Leo, Peter Feliciano says, LOL, birthday twin, because Leo and Peter have the same birthday. December 3rd, is it?
December 3rd.
It's okay, so they're Sagittarius twins. Saint Leo, yes, for John Pietero. Now, speaking of birthdays, our guest from last week, Cachua Almiranez, who was such a lovely guest. Wasn't she a great guest, Leo?
She was so fun. I really need to get a hold of her so we can just sit and talk and talk and talk.
Oh, yeah, because you both work with kids. You both create all this amazing content for children. And you're both angels on earth. Now, okay, so look at this picture. Focus on the woman with the pink hair to, I guess, your stage
She's
left.
right there.
That's our friend Cachua Almiranez. She was on our show last week, and she posted this on her wall, and I was like, wait a minute. That's Gloria Steinem in the middle. And it's Gloria Steinem's 90th birthday yesterday. And Kat happened to be, I think it was at this place called Fogo, New York. Fogo something NYC. Fogo Azul. Fogo Azul NYC. So how cool. That's where they had her 90th birthday, and Kat was part of it.
That's cool.
Oh my God. Now, let me tell you something. I have met a lot of celebrities in my day. I used to work at Bar Centrale, which is right above Joe Allen. And over the years, between the Duplex, Brandy's, Joe Allen, Bar Centrale, I have, being in the cabaret circuit, there's my idol of my life. My two idols, here they are. Hillary Clinton and Gloria Steinem. So they're my girls. One time, I mean, like I said, I've met a lot of celebrities and incredible people over the years, and I've always enjoyed them, but I'm not a starstruck person. I'm not someone that is easily starstruck. I look at everyone as an equal, and, we go from there. But I got to tell you something. One day I was walking down 23rd Street across town, and this being walked past me, and I literally stopped dead in my tracks, and I was like, Oh my God, that's Gloria Steinem. It was the one time that I was completely flabbergasted. Like, even if there was no way that I could have mustered up the courage to say, you changed everyone's life. Thank you for being such a champion. When I was just a teenager, you were out there fighting for women's rights, and thank you. And all that Roe versus Wade stuff. And I mean, now, uh, National Organization of Women. I mean, I just want to put this out there. Most of the people that I'm watching that are listening to the show, although people listen to it on YouTube as well, you already know who Gloria Steinem is. But I can't tell you how many young people have no clue who Gloria Steinem is. Please, please, please. And everybody that's listening, let's educate our younger people, boys and girls. Who is Gloria Steinem? That is your homework for this month. Please go and educate as many young people as you can. And I don't mean young people like 12-year-olds. I'm talking about their 30-year-olds that have no idea who she is, and what she has done for women in America and across the world. If you ask me, she's just an incredible soul. And she had her 90th birthday yesterday. She was born in 1934. Can you imagine how much has changed in Gloria Steinem's life? And how she is just like one of these quiet heroes, doesn't need a lot of bells and whistles, very spiritual too, says Danielle, our spiritual medium. Yes, I believe that. So that would make her an Aries, right, Lynn? That would make her an Aries. I think it's Aries season we're in now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So please, everybody, go and if you don't know who Gloria Steinem is, please go and educate yourself and then spread the word.
Why can't they start them that young? They should be able to teach it at 12 and 13. They're already getting personalities about dating and things like that, at 10, 11, 12, 13.
Well,
Why can't she be in the history books and put that there?
Well, maybe someday she will be, and let's hope she is. I'm a person that likes to think positive. I really do. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in the news. We don't have to be specific, but what I do know is that, as a rule, people are getting very discouraged in the world across the board. And I really am of the school of, please, 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 let's continue to inspire each other so that we can go and inspire young people so that they can continue to change the world. Because we were going in a really good path for a long time. And then, things changed. So,
we lose a little balance and we need to get the balance back.
yeah, and education is the key. So anyway, happy birthday, Gloria Steinem. Who knows? Maybe she's listening. My pal Hillary is who know? I mean, we have friends that are mutual, so maybe Hillary's listening. Hillary, I love you to death. I told you I'd make you lasagna anytime you want. Because a lasagna is a pain in the butt to make. It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But I would make a lasagna for Hillary Clinton. So Hillary, let me know when that day might come.
And I would share it with her.
Listen, I'll fly you in for it. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So speaking of amazing women.
I found a clip of this amazing woman.
Oh, you did?
Yes, shall we watch? Beautiful voice. I mean, not only is she multi-talented, as I've been discovering, but beautiful voice. Oh my goodness. Let's do a little YouTube search.
Okay. Go ahead, Leo. Let's show a clip of our guest.
Know how to make the honey flow, but if a cat don't know, a cat don't know. So
poultry.
I love it. So many. I was listening to a lot of different clips. Some of them were on her website, and some of them were on YouTube. And I mean, I love her voice. But there's so much to our next guest. Her name is Margaret Curry, and she is so many dimensions to her. She is a singer. She's an actress. She's a director. She does voiceovers. She does commercials. She is super inspirational. And so why not? It's the last Tuesday of Women's History Month. Why not end it on a super high note? No pun intended.
I
So are we ready to bring our friend Margaret in?
think so.
Okay, let's put her in.
Hey!
Yay!
Woo, yay!
Hi, Margaret. How you
Hi,
doing?
I'm good. I'll serve the lasagna to Gloria Steinem. I will
Oh
be
my
the
God.
server. Yes.
Can you imagine?
No.
That would be the ultimate for me.
I would like put the lasagna in her mouth. I would like fork it in.
I love that. That's
that
it.
for that woman.
You are officially invited to that dinner party. That's it.
That's
That's
awesome.
it.
Let's
Yeah, I
make
walked by her one day. I swear to God, and like I said, and you too. I'm sure you've met a ton of celebrities, and I was literally flabbergasted. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, I get starstruck anyway, but particularly around her, I would just be like,
Yeah, I know.
nothing would come out, but
So-
that must happen to her like every day, 5 times a day.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now, when's your birthday? Her birthday was yesterday. When's your birthday?
I am a Libra, so it's October 16th.
No, that's my girlfriend's birthday. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
So she can't make decisions either, right? Like, is she?
You just nailed it. Or she makes a decision. Well, you're both like powerhouses. Like she's into a million different things. She's incredible at everything she does. Very well educated and self-educated a lot of times. As I'm sure, like when I was looking at your website, I'm like, she does this, she does that. Wow, she works with this person. So that makes total sense. Libras to me are real leaders, and they are so, they change their minds so much. I've never seen anything like it. So I don't call it not making decisions. I call it changing your mind often.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
I think my husband would agree with you.
What sign is your husband?
He just calls it maddening. His birthday is Friday. So what is it?
So he's an Aries.
He's an Aries.
That's a good combo.
They're mystical, man. I can't figure them out.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of the attraction.
Yes, totally. Because if Libra could figure things out, they'd be bored.
Yeah, that's true.
You would be so bored. Libras need a constant, like a barrage of new stimuli all the time.
That's very true.
Yeah. But the fact that you've kept him around means you like him.
Most of the time. Yeah. Most of the time it's going good. Yeah. I mean, there are moments when it's hard, but I feel really blessed. We got married later in life and I hit the lottery, I think.
That's so great. I love that. Well, congratulations on your wonderful relationship with your Aries. Libras, my friend Lynn is laughing because Libras are, I know a lot of Libras. I'll tell you, they are an interesting, they're like, I mean, it's like a neon sign. I love it.
What are you then? What are you?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh.
So I'm a perpetual teenager. So that's why I'm entertained by Libras. Whoa. I will forever be, but I drive Libras crazy because they like to plan. They're planners.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, let's see what happens. No.
What's Leo?
Leo is a Sagittarius.
Sagittarian.
That's a good sign. That's a great sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leo, Sagittariuses are super organized and they get things done.
Done.
Yeah. And Leo, by the way, just to remind our listeners and viewers, if you need a website done or maintained, Leo's your guy. If you need videos created, promos created, all kinds of stuff, Leo gets it done. So Leo's updated and created so many websites for our friends, and he maintains mine. So that is a true Sag. So like Peter Feliciano, he's a Sagittarius.
My brother from another mother.
Yep, that's right. So now, Margaret, you have so much going on, and we talk about hitting the jackpot. We hit the jackpot with you this week.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, this week is going to be so busy for you, and we got you right before you got crazy busy. So by the way, if you want to check out Margaret's page, Margaret, tell us about how we find you.
MargaretCurry.com.
Okay. And Curry is Curry.
Yeah, and Margaret with RET. Some people don't. I don't know. There's many ways to misspell Margaret somehow. But yeah, that's kind of the best place. I also have a production company called Deep Flight Productions.
Wow.
That you can also find me at. That's a recent creation, but I'm so excited about it because I'm producing theater through that. And
well, why don't we start with that? Because I
okay.
don't know this at all about you.
Well, I hit like a period of time, maybe 2 years ago, where I felt like I just had these projects growing for so long and I could not sit on it. Was like a mama being on an egg. It was just like, I gotta get this. I gotta do it. Like, so last year was like the year of getting certain things done. And I created a production company. It's mainly live performance, but a focus is theater. And we just finished an off-Broadway run, our maiden production of 2 1-acts by Lanford Wilson.
Wow.
And it was incredible. It was at the Flea down in Tribeca, beautiful theater space with a wonderful mission of queer theater and a theater that isn't often supported enough. Newer playwrights. Lanford Wilson is one of the most provocative and important playwrights, American playwrights of, this century. But these 2 1-acts were they're underproduced. They're challenging in way. The content is very challenging, but I found them in my early 20s when I was a whippersnapper moving here from Texas and went into my serious acting training. And I just knew I had to do them someday. And the someday was the end of February. We had a week-long run, and it was incredible. And Mark Cornegilagro directed. Jeff Stoner, who's also in the cabaret community, is a director and a beautiful singer.
Wow.
He was in the other 1-act. They're both 1-person pieces, and it was an incredible, a really incredible experience. And we're not done. We're going to be moving them either elsewhere here around New York or regionally, and we're looking to take it to the Fringe next year in Edinburgh.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, these are like my passion plays. They're like my babies. And Jeff is now completely in love with the one that he was in, and they're important. They have a lot of resonance. I was curious as to, they were both written and set in the 80s, and I was curious as to how that would resonate now. And sadly, they resonate in this particular moment in history as much as they did then.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I know there are certain songs that I'll perform that I don't even think about it. And when I do it again, I think this was written in the early 70s. Why is this? This could have been written today, like Marvin Gaye songs and things like that.
Exactly.
Like these social justice songs. Like, why are we still singing about these things? So, but, there are periods of time that look very hopeful. And then, but what I find, and you sound like the kind of person that does too, is that when we reach these places historically or socially, that we have to rise up and do something. And what better way than theater? And what we can bring to the table is our gifts of creativity and our gifts of like sharing and putting other people in a spotlight, like what you just talked about with your plays.
Well, I mean, this was my first time producing a full theater production, and I discovered I love it for that reason. I know so many talented people who, there's not always a zillion opportunities for every person, right? Like, yes, we can make our own work, and yes, we can believe in the abundance. And I do believe in kind of a never-ending abundance for us all.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I look around at people in my life and I'm like, I want to see them do this. Like they would kill in that role. Or
right.
This is my favorite. I look at Lena Katrakis and I'm like, I want to produce the Rose Tattoo so she can play the role that Anna Mignani played. I want that to happen. And
Lena and I are very good friends.
Are you?
Yes, Lena and I met about 30 years ago, and we did Tony and Tina's wedding together.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, for many years, and we became very good friends. And we knew all the same people. And she's an amazing director. And I wrote a few songs that she liked and things like that. And we have stayed very close. Lots of times people think we're sisters. So when they meet us and they don't know us, they're like, "Are you two sisters?" But Lena's great, and I love Lena very much. And now, speaking of Lena, she's your director in your cabaret show.
She is. I brought the debut performance of The Space in Between, which is my cabaret show, was in November of last year, and Lena Katrakis directed it. Gregory Terorian is my musical director, arranger. Skip Ward plays bass, and David Silliman plays drums. And JP Perot did mind-blowingly beautiful,
so good
lighting and sound that really just brought everything together. And
that's at the Beachman now, right?
That's at the Beachman, April 6th, which is one of the things next week. The Bistro Awards is Monday, April 1st.
Amazing. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh. I'm still trying to really grasp that, because
you won. Let's tell everybody, you won the Bistro Award, the 2024 Bistro Award.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's a really big honor. And so if people out there don't know, you can Google that. That's a huge honor in New York City.
I mean, you look at the people that have won that. I'm like, what? I'm going to be a part of that. Like that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's a really big deal. So congratulations. That's Monday, right? You're going to that, obviously. And then
a gala event that night. There are some, I think it's Kevin. I'm going to say, I keep calling him Kevin Kline, but it's not. It's the comedian, the wonderful comedian, and it's escaping my mind.
Kevin Albert? No, Kevin. I know Kevin James.
No. Anyway, there's some wonderful, big hitter names being honored that night.
Yeah.
Everybody's performing, all the winners, and it'll be a beautiful evening. And then Saturday, we bring my show back to Laurie Beachman.
I love it.
And I'm it's so exciting.
Let's focus on that so people can get tickets. How do they get tickets, Margaret? What time is the show? Tell us all about it.
Sure. Well, they can either go to the Laurie Beachman website and just go to April 6th, or they can go to my website, margaretcurry.com, and click on the link on that. It's at 7:00 Saturday, April 6th, and Saturday, May 4th, also at 7:00.
Beautiful.
And it's can I say kick ass? It's a kick ass.
You can say kick ass here anytime.
The music is kick ass. Gregory Troya, because on the clip that you played of me singing, that was actually our beloved Rick Jensen was playing.
Oh, and you know what? It's not funny, but it's ironic that you would say that, because I was scrolling through your stuff and I found your album, which I love. Is beautiful.
Thank you.
Your album is beautiful.
Thank you.
And I noticed that it was Rick Jensen.
Yeah.
And I love Rick Jensen. And I was also friends with Rick Jensen. So that is a talent that I believe shall never be on earth again. That is a rare and angelic talent that doesn't happen every day. It doesn't. I've never heard anyone like that.
No, he was his mom and my mom were both Libras on October 6th. So we always shared that. He always remembered my birthday.
Wow,
her birthday, and we just had the anniversary of his death this weekend.
Yes, I know.
So he's in the air, but it's interesting because Lena actually posted something about how she really feels like he lives on through all of us that worked with him, through his music, through his playing. And I feel that way. I feel like he's in this show with me. He's just there. He's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
People are in our hearts, and they just stay with us in whatever
Yep.
we do. So
Absolutely. And one of our listeners that comes on every week, Danielle, of Danielle Alexandria Alchemy, who is a psychic and does all that. She does all that stuff. And many of our listeners, as well as myself, have had sessions with Danielle. And she'll tell you a spirit loves, oh, she just said a spirit loves a stage. Yeah. And how spirits are so close. They're so close. Like I've heard people say it's a veil that separates us. They're right there, So I am so sure. Rick's name has come up so many times this week. I mean, it's no coincidence that it would be this week, right? And then you would be on the show this week, and I look at your page and I see Rick again. Everybody's talking about Rick.
He's really, yeah. He's more strong right now, I think, but he's always around. And then somebody sings one of his songs, and it's like, he's right. He's literally, I can feel him in the rooms sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I just thought somebody asked a question, and it's someone I know, Carlos.
Go ahead.
Carlos.
We love Carlos. Okay, so Carlos says, hi, Carlos, by the way. Have you ever been confused on the street with other performers? Kelly O'Hara, Rebecca Luker vibes. Did people ever mistake you for them?
Nobody has done that in a long time, but earlier, when I was a little younger, I guess, sometimes Rebecca Luker, like there was a little period when sometimes I'd be like auditioning for musical theater or something, and I'd get that every now and then. And I see it. She's stunning. I can see there's a similar face shape. I wouldn't say I would aspire to be, Rebecca Luker beautiful, but she's nobody really, like I got some weird ones over the years. Sigourney Weaver. I don't know what that was. I know.
I don't see that.
My hair was darker when I first moved to New York. Maybe that was it. But definitely Kelly O'Hara.
Yeah.
What's her name? Anyway, not strongly enough that they're just like, oh, can I have an autograph, Miss Luker? But I have heard.
But there's definitely like a similarity, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
And as far as theater, you've done theater, you've been in films, you've been in commercials, and I was listening to some of your voiceovers, and I've probably heard you a million times and not known it was you.
To say I have a voiceover career is really misleading. I have done voiceover, but as you know,
I know.
You have a real career in it. Like I would say that's a very small piece of my performing pie. I have enjoyed it, and but I'm not one of the people that's like doing it all the time. But I do enjoy it. I love commercial work. I love industrial work. I love it's all challenging and interesting, and I love to work. I like to work with people, collaborate, whatever it is. It's you can't like fit. That's one of the things that's always been a little bit difficult for me is like I can't be put into like a little category because there's so many things I love. And at the root of it all, it's like humanity, which I am constantly fascinated by why people do what they do. So if I can explore that in any way, even if it's like a 30-second commercial, I'm in there.
Well, I love that. And you also, I wrote it down because I loved it so much. It was, you wrote that, it's on your website. It says, lover of humanity, fan of the underdog.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is so cool. That is such a cool, wonderful way to look at the world.
I'm fascinated by like the often overlooked moments and actions taken by, ordinary people. What does that even mean? That can be so profound and so heroic and so rich, and a lot of the times in art or in popular culture, that's overlooked in favor of flashier money making things, but I'm like fully committed to that. I'm fully committed to the smaller voices, the voices that are often dismissed as not as interesting or deep, and they often are like mind-blowingly rich.
Well, thank God for people like you then, because the flashy tends to upstage everything else. But you know what I think? I think the flashy doesn't last very long, and the real stuff, the rich stuff, the humanity, it resonates forever. It vibrates forever in art and in life. It's like the other stuff is a quick burn, and it might be super bright, but then it's forgotten as soon as it showed up. The other stuff just goes on. It's a slow burn, and it's beautiful.
That's
Well,
cool.
go ahead.
No, that's a really cool way to put it, because with these one acts that we did, they're difficult material. They're not, like the woman that was a friend of mine was the consulting producer, which thank God, because I would have not been able to act the piece I was in and do all of the things that producers do without her help. But she was like, I just couldn't bring some of my friends to it because it's heavy, content. And but the thing is, so it was a bit of an experiment to see. I believe with art, with theater especially, there can be this submersive experience where if we're doing our job right, it's entertaining in some way so that people can then associate and enter into the content. And without knowing it, they leave and they find themselves.
Welcome to this episode of Butter.
Oh, he's playing my my comedy things. It's so fun. But if we're lucky, they leave, or if we're doing our job right, they leave and they're kind of suddenly thinking thoughts and having some questions about things that they wouldn't have thought about before. And it's not a disturbing situation. It's just
an awakening. It's an awakening.
Yeah. So you got like a slow burn.
Yeah, slow. I mean, that's how I look at it. It's like, all this flashy stuff. Like, think about how many times someone is really hot. They're everywhere you look, and then the next thing you're like, who? Oh, right. And then we're on to something else. But someone like a Laurence Olivier, who is
Lena?
Lena. Hi, beautiful women. Hi, Lena. We love Lena. Oh boy, we have so much. Lena and I have a lot of history together, as I know you do. Lena, we were just talking about you, and Carlos loved the Lover of Humanity, fan of The Underdog. Let's just check in with some people. My friend from Boston, John Cairns, has checked in. Hi, handsome devil. Happy St. Patty's Day goes on forever with the Irish in Boston. Their family, they are so wonderful. Their parents are from Ireland, and they will celebrate all month. So happy St. Patty's Day, John, to you and your beautiful family. Okay, so you have the show you have the Bistro Awards. You have the show coming up April 4th.
April 1st. I'm sorry, April 6th, Saturday, April 6th, and May 4th.
May 4th, right.
Yeah.
And what can you tell us about the show? It's like, what do we need to know?
It's incredible. We lost Rick, and then I didn't know who I was ever going to work with, and began, there's a plethora of incredible talent here. I got really lucky because Gregory Toroyan was working with Lena for one of her classes, and I started working with him, and maybe 4 songs in, we found something together, and it was like, okay. And then from there, the music for this show just something opened up between us, and it's just been a total ball. And then he works with David Silliman on drums and Skip Ward a lot. They have this beautiful, joyful. I love every rehearsal. It's like I'm with I had 2 older brothers, and when I was a little kid, I would follow them around. I just wanted to be anywhere they were. I would just, even if they were like, saying, get out of here, we don't want you in here. I loved it.
I love that.
So I get in the rehearsals with these 3 guys, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I get to sing and do this incredible music. Like, it's incredible.
How wonderful.
It's great. But the show itself is an exploration of the space in between, the
And
time.
what do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Well, you're going to have to come. No, it's
all right.
no,
Well,
it's because I could talk about this forever. This alone, it's the time. It can be so many things. It's the space between two people. It's the space between me and you, us and them. It's the space between a decision. Like I'm at the top, I'm on a mound and I'm going to jump down into the water, but I haven't done it yet. Like,
love it.
That period of time, that's when I find out who I am, is in
Well,
those.
There's your Libra again. That's your
know.
Libra.
I know.
Because Libras, from my knowledge, spend a lot of time in between. I mean, you really live there.
Yeah. There's mystery there.
Okay, that's beautiful. So that's why you're there.
You don't know. You don't know yet what's gonna happen.
I love that.
Yeah. So I'm kind of obsessed with it, and
that's
we
beautiful.
explore it. Yeah, and it's story and song, and we've got everything from Shaka Khan song to some beautiful women writers who are alive right now: Susan Werner, Michelle Berman. We've got Dave Frischberg, Irving Berlin, E.Y. Harburg. Like, there's the spectrum of music.
Love that.
Yeah.
That is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we are going to take a short break to do the food section of our show. My cousin Rena has checked on. Perfect timing, Rena. Hello and happy Tuesday. I was at her house last week. We were doing the show from there because I was in Massachusetts. And all right, I think we're ready. Leo, will you join us, please, for the food section of our show?
For food? Of course.
Of course. Which is called, go ahead, keep eating. So at the count of three, we're all going to say it. Rena, everyone, no matter where you are, Belle in Wisconsin, Rena in Massachusetts. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Keep eating. Okay, so I stay creative. I asked creative people to join me, and I would not be doing my job if I did not stay creative every week. So thank God I'm back in my home now and I can cook again. What did I make tonight? I made a beautiful, I have to get healthy again because, Leo, I've been eating like a crazy person.
That's salmon, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Leo. So this is a beautiful salmon that I marinated with lemon, orange, garlic. What else did I put? Onion, lemon, and sherry. Okay, so I soaked that for a few hours, let that cook. And then I added the last touch, Margaret, this was for you. I added green curry. Green curry, Thai curry. So, yeah, because Margaret Curry was on the show, so I had to put some curry in there. So, and these are beautiful red peppers, which I love, and peas. And that is on a jasmine rice. So that is my beautiful plate, which, Margaret, if Hillary and Gloria ever come over, I'll make whatever you like and we'll make a lasagna for them. But that was for you, Margaret.
Oh my God, that looks incredible.
I love to cook. So now I'm back in my place.
I'm curious about the orange, the lemon, and the wine all together.
Well, what I do is when I have not always, but especially with fish, I like to marinate it first. So I just put it in a tub with I squeezed in half an orange, half a lemon, sherry. I put
sherry. That's what it was. Sherry.
Yeah, sorry. Sherry wine. And then I cut up some onions and put in some garlic. And there's this other great thing that I use. I love Trader Joe's, and it's called citrusy garlic. So it's a spice that you can throw in there that has like onion powder, and it's really great. And then I let it sit for like 2 hours. And then when you pan sear it, it has all that great stuff. And then when I threw in the peas and the red peppers, I took some green curry and put it and cooked it all together. So that is my dish for tonight. Now, salads. I love salads. I always say if it wasn't for salads, I'd be 5,000 pounds because I eat a lot. But I eat salads every day and I love them. So today I have a romaine lettuce, baby cucumbers, carrots, cranberries, and I'm
Ooh.
going to put a cranberry pear balsamic vinegar on that, and also gremolata, a Milanese gremolata olive oil on that. So that's going to be delicious. I love my olive oils, and I get them from the New England Olive Oil Company in Concord, Massachusetts. For dessert, what are we having tonight for dessert? This will be my last really good dessert before I going back on the keto tomorrow.
You went for, I know
I
what
have
that
to.
is.
You know what? This is a carrot cake, a beautiful
Uh-huh.
carrot cake with cream cheese frosting. I got it at the Dominican bakery by my house. I don't bake. Thank God I don't bake, because I'd be eating cookies every day. So that's that. Margaret, I'm sorry that to tempt you with this stuff.
Can I
You
please come over right
come on
now?
over.
I'm
Come
going
on
to
over.
start with that cake. I would have dessert first. I would have.
Me too. I love dessert. I love dessert. So that's what we're having for our, I cook all the time. And lots of times I do have guests that come over. You know, we broadcast live from the show. And during COVID, we started doing the StreamYard because, you know, we couldn't do that. But now that I'm back in my apartment, you know, we might change things up a
Those
little
were
bit.
the good old days.
Those were the good old days. And lots of
Maria,
times, yeah.
Are you still doing theater?
I am. I do. I mean, I'm always open to theater. I have I'm in unions. I'm in SAG, AFTRA, Equity. So I always do different things. Yeah, and I write my own shows quite a bit. I like to write my own characters as well. So
Oh,
yeah, I do a lot of theater. I love theater.
And you're
I'm
a
a
really
big
good
ham,
director as well.
and
oh,
I direct as well. Yeah,
all
and
right.
I directed Leo's show was one of the shows I directed.
Was it music or spoken?
It was both. It was a mixture of both. I could have been Cheetah Moreno talking about my adoption and coming through it at 50 years old, looking back on it. And
Wow.
being theatrical, I could have been Cheetah Rivera's or Rita Moreno's, rest your soul, mummies, and not Rita. So that's where it came from. And Maria was gracious enough to direct it, and
It was a great
it
show.
was really a lot of fun.
You
And Bill
did a
Goffey
great
was my
job.
music director.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We have so many talented friends. It was just a pleasure. So, but yeah, I love theater. It was, you know, I was thinking about this week because I also work with kids a lot. I work with different ages from 4 to 22. And a child that is exposed to theater and you see them actually get it, and you see the connection between their little hearts and and connecting to their friends, and then suspending their reality. It's magical to me.
Mm.
And theater kids grow up to be amazing human beings, and it's the one thing that I wish I could just put out into the universe more, like more theater in schools, more theater after school, all that stuff, music. It's just so important to a person's character, you
Or
know?
now the case, just put some theater in schools
Well,
now.
listen, when I was a kid,
Sadly true.
I was exposed to so much theater in school. And then my dad was smart enough to get me into a theater program at Tufts College when I was a teenager. So I did that for years and years and years and years. Every summer I went to Tufts College for theater. And that was my love of it. And I just wish that you're right. There was more of it. Leo teaches after school programs, theater programs.
We
Awesome.
have a singing workshop next week for spring break. The little kids from 10 to 14, so they're going to be able to choose their own song and a song from the Great American Songbook as well. And then
Great.
we're going to go to our local theater. I live in a mountain town up here, about 3,000 people population. And so there's a little theater that does a karaoke. So I'm going to make them sing on the stage.
Yep. And
I
Lee
mean
says,
that I believe that saves lives, because we
absolutely.
and we know people who all ended up moving to New York. You know, that being exposed to that and getting into that can save someone's life.
It does what you said. You said it. That's what you said. It saves lives. You're absolutely right.
So you're doing profound work. I don't know where you are. Did you say Florida? Where are you?
Idlewild, California, down by Palm Springs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, Margaret, you grew up in Texas, you said.
Yes.
Did you start doing theater as a young person?
I Yes and no. I did a lot of it in my bathroom in front of the mirror. That's where I was really a star, was in my parents' bathroom. I did shows and I did things in high school and everything. It was challenging because I also happened to be a very shy person, so it was very it was challenging. I craved it. I loved it, and it took a lot to get myself, to the audition or what have you.
Right.
So it took some time to kind of work that through once I moved to New York and found therapy, to be able to like more easily pursue it fully, and
Right.
to let that joy really lead the way as opposed to whatever it was that got in the way as a kid.
But did you always know you had this voice, this beautiful, rich? Because we haven't talked much about your voice because we talked about so many other things. But your voice is so rich. It's so deep, beautiful and deep and rich. It's like, I mean, you have really high notes and all that, but I love your lows.
Thank you.
That's what fascinates me. I felt the same way about Karen Carpenter. Karen Carpenter was
there's a
right.
sultriness to that voice that really brings you in, especially with the material that you were singing. Just really, yeah, it's without
Beautiful.
being dirty, but music can be so seductive, and you have the voice for that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
I love singing there. It's just the most immediate expression that's so full, like total, complete expression and connection. I mean, there's just nothing better than that.
I agree. And you know what? One time I was maybe about 30 years ago, I was trying to learn to meditate and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get it. And so I got this, like, at the time it was a CD to teach myself to meditate. And it started by saying, if you are an extrovert, you might try singing as a form of meditation. I was like, I've been meditating all along.
Hey,
And so I feel that, especially in the studio, like, I mean, I love to sing anywhere, anytime. I've been a singer since I was a kid, but I love studio work because I feel like I put on those little headphones and it's just me and my higher power. And that's it. It's a natural connection and no one can touch it.
Yeah.
So I do feel that singing is incredibly spiritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, music. I did a 12-week workshop with the senior citizens here, and that was a big discussion over this 12 weeks. Is music is magical. It's memories. It's healing. It's love. It's unrequited love. It's broken heart. It's all these things that and we, what do we resort to? Listening to songs, to back into the music. Our
Yes,
headphones.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's beautiful and it connects people on all levels. Even people that have lost their memories, people with Alzheimer's or little babies. You see little babies just rocking out.
Yeah.
Danielle
Even
says,
animals.
Oh yeah.
This is amazing. I want to talk about this for 2 seconds. Danielle says, so many forms of meditation. Okay. So I work for this beautiful company called Road Recovery. And we're all musicians that have had adversities through our lives and gotten through it. And so we pass that on to the kids. And I work at the Gay Community Center as well. And so we had our show yesterday. And one of our students, who's incredibly introverted, like almost doesn't speak at all, one day came in and sat at the keyboard and said, I have this piece I want to share that they had written. It's called Whale Fall. And what it was they were fascinated with whales. And when a whale, this is so beautiful, when a whale dies, it's a large thing and it falls to the bottom of the ocean, right? And then it goes to the bottom of the ocean. And because it is no longer living, it's this like ecosystem of food for the rest of the fish. So, and this child was probably 14 or 15, came in, told that story, and then played this beautiful piece of music that they had created, going through the whale falling, hitting the bottom, and I blew my mind. just blew my mind. And so what I did was I pulled up a whale meditation, and I suggest that everybody who loves to meditate does this. Go to whale meditation on YouTube. I think it says stress relief or something. Whales actually speak to each other melodically.
Yeah.
It's some of the most beautiful music you will ever hear in your life. I was shocked. I didn't know of this. So I wanted to share that with people. If you're trying to meditate, just pull that up. And that this child that is so quiet would feel moved by this. You know what I mean? So that is something that happened yesterday. I mean, he worked on it over a few weeks, but we presented it yesterday. It was beautiful.
What instrument did he play it on? Did he
He
bring
used
it
the keyboard. He used the
a
keyboard.
keyboard?
Yeah, and he put some strings on there. Lynn will appreciate that. Lynn is my best friend and musical director. She can create an entire orchestra with a keyboard.
But how profound that they have your organization, you and the others, to be safely learning how to live with that beautiful talent in a way that's it's supported.
Yeah,
and flourish. Like that's profound.
yeah. I love my job. I love this organization I work for. I can't say enough about. And if anybody wants to look up Road Recovery, it's just all musicians from all walks of life that come together and work with underserved communities. I worked in the Bronx for a while, worked in Harlem for a while. I work at the center now. And that's funded by the Department of Justice, by the way. So thanks, Joe Biden has sent grant after grant for us to continue to do this beautiful work with these schools, and especially the gay community center. It's so important for these kids to have a place to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are coming close to the end of our show. Danielle says the indigenous say that the whale brothers and sisters breathe air so that they can bring light codes up from the depths up to the air for us. Wow, that's profound. It's profound. Beautiful. Thank you, Danielle. So Margaret, this hour has flown by.
I know. Let's keep talking.
I know you were you're such a beautiful and interesting and just divine person. It's really been wonderful spending time with you. So let's remind people, Margaret's show, The Space in Between, is Saturday, April 6th at 7 p.m. at the beautiful, I love this room. The Laurie Beachman Theater is a gorgeous room. The sound is beautiful.
Yes.
You can really enjoy a show there. I've been to many shows there, and I perform there, and I love that space.
It's a beautiful theater. It is.
And if you miss that, you go and see May 4th, also 7 p.m., that you have a second chance to do that. Margaret is being honored with a Bistro Award this Monday. What an honor that we got to see her before that happens. So would you do us a favor, Margaret, and leave us with something inspiring for our creative people out there, whether they're listening on podcasts or watching, something that would encourage them and lift them up to stay creative and keep going?
I'm not going to get the quote exactly right, but one of my favorite quotes is by someone named Osho, and it's courage is about learning to fall in love with the unknown. And I think there's something to entering into these spaces in between, these places where we don't know, and getting, that's where things are. That's where we're going to find out good things.
Wow. And that's full circle to what you were talking about, starting out with the, not making decisions, which really is just, living in both worlds. And then that space in between, which is your show, and the mystery, everything you talked about just completely makes sense. Wow. Thank you for sharing your time with us. It was beautiful.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, I love it. I love a big ham. So, and thank God I have Leo. Where would I be without Leo? So enjoy your beautiful week. And thank you for spreading all the love and joy that you spread And go to Margaret's website because you will be inspired just being there. There's so much stuff. So much stuff. Thank
Margaret,
you, Margaret.
I quoted Osho at the end of my show. El Chidamredo.
Okay.
It's full circle. Yeah.
Woo, goosebumps.
I know you love this one.
And thank you to everybody that comes and watches and listens to our show every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. But if you can catch us in replays on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio, usually about 12 hours after our show. And you can, all our shows are archived on YouTube. So please go and check up our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And we love and appreciate you. So please come back. Thank you.
Thanks.
We even broadcasted from Instagram tonight.